Wow, this just took off.
Oh my god, just do it
I think
for
it's
me.
happening.
Is that happening?
Yes.
It is indeed happening.
Big red button.
Not the gumdrop
Right.
buttons.
Indeed, the gumdrop buttons. Hello, we're live.
Oh my god.
We're live. Welcome to Artisan's Fables, I guess, is what we decided on. And Curse of Strahd Terra. So we could. No, that's not going to be our thing. No. So before we begin, who wants to go over what happened last time?
Oh, you know.
No, I don't know. That's why I want you to tell me.
I feel like somebody else should start because I don't know how it started.
With a strength score of 10 and a con score of 8, with our tiny cat druid and our traumatized rat to bury the body of a priest by ourselves.
I didn't help either.
That definitely happened. Yeah.
I
think there was more
to
than just
attend
that, though.
to.
I know, but that was the part I got mad about.
You and Aster got some pies, I believe. That was a whole fiasco later. Ireena took us a while to tell us that she saw Ireena in the tavern we went to.
Alright.
And we all went running after. Had a little race to see who could get inside the house first.
It was a tie.
Yeah. And then we went back with Ireena to the graveyard to bury her father. And there was a spooky purple boy outside the fence.
Spooky purple boy.
I don't like the purple boy.
Aster did not like the purple
Poor
boy.
Aster.
He had a message for dear Ireena that none of us could open except for her. It was an invitation to the castle from Miss Strahd herself. And then I forget things. Somebody else take over.
Anyone else? So after getting that,
Hang on. I also proceeded to my character, who is an undead pirate, proceeded to accost and put into place these damn kids who keep fighting.
there was certainly some shenanigans that happened afterwards. I'm surprised you forgot about it, considering that you were the one that caused them, Ashai.
Are you talking about when Ashai
decided to lock you out of the office and then let you fall on your ass?
fall on my
bouncing
ass
through
and
the door?
spill
Yeah.
the wine? Do you remember
Really?
that
I was
part?
just being your wingman?
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the end, yes.
Oh, she did say that Ireena was her sister in the letter. That's kind of the most important part.
Yes, that is true.
I think the most important part is that the girls are fighting still. So
The Broils of fighting.
The
my
Goyles.
moms
Their
are
moms
fighting.
are
So
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll make up. Yeah.
And make
Raina
out?
and Ashai are our moms. Me, Clara,
And they're fighting.
as Clara and Aster are the children, and Chance is our pet, and
Chance is
Prospero
Garfield.
is our grandfather.
Where's the lasagna?
Please
Hey,
don't let Chance be Garfield.
clip it.
You all managed to overcome the first stage of ghoul fever, thankfully. And then in the morning, Ireena decided that she would indeed go to the castle. And you all decided to accompany her. You all left the tiny village of Barovia, and eventually you came across a murder of crows in the trees, which spooked you a little bit until you met a lady traveling with a cart who introduced herself as Jenny Greenteeth. And that is where we left off.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, give me the weird old lady.
So that is where we pick up with Jenny Greenteeth introducing herself, going, hobbling her way back to the rear part of her cart wagon, and you see there's just like a curtain draped over the back, and she just kind of like throws it apart and walks in to the back of the cart wagon. Then sticks her head back out and like, well, come in.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I tried to put Raina at the front and like taking like as far as like taking point.
Taking point, sure.
Yeah. And then probably a shy just like shouldering next to her. Like, no, I'm leader. No, I'm leader.
That sounds right.
I'll follow her into.
Yes.
Why not?
Cautiously.
She hasn't attacked us yet.
So you all, one by one, head into what you think is going to be a very crowded back of a small park. But instead, as you go in, it is... Everyone's going to make the joke, so we might as well get it out of the way. Bigger on the inside.
It's bigger on the inside.
Wow, it's so cool.
I've never watched an episode of
That's
that.
fine.
Neither have I.
Okay, we've all got it out of the way. The air inside feels warm and humid with a slight tang, like the breath of some wild animal. But the smell seems to shift constantly and randomly each time your mind pins it down. There's the smell of petrichor, there's a forest in spring, wet earth, rotting vegetation, overwhelming aroma of flowers that just keeps moving and switching. You look around, and even though it is larger inside than you expected, it still feels kind of claustrophobic because there is a lot of clutter. There's tables, cabinets, bookshelves, shelves, racks, trunks, every kind of container imaginable, all for overflowing with items. You see a small, low, waist-high counter, and in the back is an open doorway with a beaded curtain. And behind the counter, Jenny Greenteeth is, with her slightly jaundiced skin and slightly disturbing smile, just looking at you all, is like, well, welcome to the Emporium.
You know, you should probably stop smoking. It would be better for your skin and for your teeth, you know?
Oh, I never touch the stuff.
Okay.
Now,
Well, I'm gonna look over here, and I just proceed to cut the tension with a knife as I just turn the corner and start perusing.
what can Jenny Greenteeth find for you all?
Do you have any silver?
Silver is something very hard to come by in this neck of the woods.
I'm well aware.
I'm afraid I don't have any in at the moment, but I can always be hired to go and find some. I have many things here for sale, but if there's something that you're looking for, I can always go and find it and meet you again later.
If you've got the flask or two of holy water, I'll take them off your hands.
Let me see if I have anything in the back. And she passes through the beaded curtains.
I was really lucky I had that flask on hand when Irena's father attacked us. Otherwise, probably would have had to burn him.
It also feels like we could need a lot more than just one.
Yeah.
We fought like what, 2 vampires now?
Yeah. Ideally, I mean, we're gonna be here for a while, so I'm going to try to practice and grow stronger and eventually find a formula to make it myself, but for now we just need a supply. And out of character, next time I have a chance to train another skill, I'm gonna train crafting so I can make holy water with the formula.
Hell yeah.
That Krabby Patty secret formula?
Crafting
Wow.
secret formula.
Give me the formioli.
No, not sponsored.
Is this place like packed, like to
Oh
the
yeah,
brim?
it's packed. Like it is. You can't see any kind of sense in the madness, but there's, like I said, there's bookcases, there's shelves, there's all kinds of containers just overflowing with stuff.
And we,
Mechanically, there's pretty much anything, any items level 5 and lower in here, for the most
we
part.
have like 6 gold.
Collectively, yeah.
Money.
You have 6 gold.
You have 6 gold.
Well, how much do you have?
4.
You have money?
I think
I stole some from Ireena.
Ooh.
Oh, right. God damn it, you bitch.
I think some of this stuff is gonna cost a little more than just money. Just-
Ominous.
Actually, I could just say that in character. Methinks this stuff's gonna cost a little more than just money.
And what do you mean by that?
She seems the type to take alternative payments. Not in the kinky way,
Well, like
just
a firstborn child
Oh.
or something?
no.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What is kink? Like in a rope? Like in a rope?
Dude, we don't need to tell them
Sometimes.
now.
And I know it's
Astrid
entirely.
just-
I know it's
I'm a-
entirely my fault, but
I'm just
I'm
a little rat.
sorry for getting into this quickly.
No, you're not.
That's on you, buddy.
Not really.
Anyways.
Oh look, there's some rope over there. Goes
Okay.
to the rope. Goes
There is
walks over
rope.
to the- Yeah. You know.
There's definitely rope. Not silver rope, no.
Dang.
There's no silver, unfortunately.
Eventually Jenny Greenteeth comes back and she has, yes, I have 2 vials of holy water just hanging around. 3 gold apiece if you're interested.
Peace.
I only have 3 gold total.
Ooh.
3 gold and 7 silver.
What do you say if we do 4 gold for both of them?
I'm very sorry, but the prices are not up for debate. Your friend, however, is right that I can accept alternative forms of payment.
What if I said...
You said what?
What if I said please?
What if I cried?
That is
Aster,
not the
start
kind of
crying.
payment that I would like. No.
I can't cry on command. I'm sorry.
I mean, what do you mean by alternate payment? Like, your firstborn child and your
Not for
scarf
something.
on your neck?
Not
I have
for
a cool
something like
rock.
holy water. No.
Do you want a cool rock?
Do you hold out the rock to her?
It's a cool rock.
She reaches her hand out to grab it,
Cool rock.
looks at it, like takes it out of your fingers, and is it just a rock?
It's like some calcite, you know, like.
She
What?
nibbles on it a bit. No, and just flicks it back at you.
What kind of treasures would you like to trade for?
Or
And
is
if
there
you
something
have-
we can
If
do
you have
for
anything for sale, of course, that's lovely. I myself am a purveyor of story. For something like holy water, just a small story would be generous enough.
Would you like to hear a story of how I met my little friend? And she snaps her fingers, and from her dark, deep shadow, a ghostly little kitty cat emerges and hops up onto her shoulders.
She just puts her hands over her mouth and says, "Oh, adorable! I would love to hear that story."
Well, this is Ziggy. He's a very good friend of mine, and he was sent to me to be a companion from my goddess Pharasma. I had a rather large orange cat when I was young, and cats get old, and the world is cruel, and there are predators, and we lost him. It was a bit after I entered her service, but I had trouble making friends, and there weren't that many people my age in my village, and I prayed and I asked her, told her I didn't want to be alone anymore, and she sent him to me. And he has been my friend ever since.
Just smiles and reaches out a hand to pet Ziggy.
He nuzzles her hand.
She seems genuinely pleased and says, "That is a lovely story, and I think that's definitely worth a vial of holy water." And hands you one of them for the story.
Yeah, that's fair.
She still has another one.
I only have 3 gold total, so I don't want to spend all my gold.
That's fair.
So, but hey, I got a holy water now, just in caseies.
Have ye any silver bullets, or perhaps a silver rapier of similar design to this one?
No silver at the moment, I'm sorry. But if you are all looking for it, I can go looking for some and bring some around next time we meet.
How will
That'd
you
be
find
cool.
us?
Oh, I know how to find everyone in Barovia, my dear.
It's incredibly creepy.
I know.
And kind. But why?
Because I'm a businesswoman. And I get so few new patrons to frequent my establishment.
I think she just wants to hear all the hot gossip about these strangers, really.
So like one
The
time
hot goss.
I ate a chicken wing and the
Up, up,
bone
up,
got
up,
stuck.
and she like puts a hand right in front of Aster's mouth and says, "I'll only warn you once, but if you truly wish to hold on to your stories for something for payment, I wouldn't recommend telling me them too soon."
So the chicken wing.
She just listens enraptured.
He goes to look for something to buy. Can I get some like throwing knives? That'd be pretty sick. Ciao.
Are you paying for them with a story or with gold?
I'm gonna finish the story.
She'll give you 5 throwing knives for whatever this silly story is.
So one time I was eating a chicken wing and I choked on the bone, and then my caretaker said I couldn't eat chicken wings with bones in them anymore. So now he like pulls all the meat off and gives it to me, but like he also gives me like a nice salad. I kind of want to eat ones with bones in them though.
How
Don't you?
dreadful.
How old
Yeah.
are you?
I'm 9. But like, for rats,
But like
that's
in rat years, that's
but,
like
like-
an adult.
yeah.
He's
In
5.
that years, that's like 25.
I don't explain that to you though. I just say I'm 9.
She just like pats you on the head and is like, "Oh, that's so terrible to hear," and hands you 5 throwing knives.
Hello, slay. All right. My pen stopped working, please. There we go.
What be your most interesting item?
Oh goodness, there's so many I wouldn't know where to start.
Can I do a perception check looking around just to see if I notice anything interesting?
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check.
I wanna roll some virtual dice. Just get distracted by the moss in her teeth.
Yeah, just a little gross, but otherwise, as far as things go that you've seen in Barovia, it's hardly the worst. So within 11, I'd say you find there's one small shelf with what look like bottled potions and poisons and things. You're not sure.
Out of character, are there like runes? Like are the like magic item runes they put on weapons? Are those
Yes.
like items you can buy?
You're looking for runes, is what you're saying.
Right, like I'm saying, like are they like tangible things, or are those just like you're paying
Yes,
extra money for a weapon with like magic on it?
I mean,
Like,
there's a little bit of both. There are rune stones, and there are also weapons that look like they may have runes etched in them as well.
Okay. Are there? I don't remember. I have to vampire fighting runes. Just to make it easy for everyone.
It'd be too easy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Runes are on the more expensive side of things, though. And considering I think your all total wealth is something like 20 gold altogether at this point.
Hey.
I guess Ashai has more than that.
Ashai apparently is rich, so.
She
I've
just,
got fat stacks.
Do we see anything we recognize as we're like sifting through?
I'm asking you specifically, like, what you are looking for.
I'm just
What
asking if
kind
we
of things?
recognize anything.
Are any of our knickknacks?
Yeah, that's what
Or
I'm
like
asking.
knickknack adjacent?
None of your knickknacks are here. no.
Okay, cool.
Ashai is poking around for thieves' tools. And
There are
something that looks
tools.
like she could tattoo with it. Needles and ink.
There definitely are thieves' tools and tattooist tools.
And how much?
I will tell you in just a moment with this handy-dandy compendium. Thieves' tools would be 3 gold. You can get extra replacement picks for 3 silver apiece. Tattoo tools. I'm not sure what they would be. I'm gonna say they're probably about the same. I'll say 5 gold for tattooist tools.
Oh, was that it? What about
Just for like the tools, because like the inks and things to make them depend on what you're trying to make.
does that count for like non-magical stuff?
In what way?
Like, do I need special ink if I just wanna put a sick tat on my arm that's not magical?
I will say you don't need magic ink for non-magical tats, but you would still need like some ink, which I believe is
Does she have ink?
extra ink was just like regular ink would be just a silver for just like black and white ink. Black ink.
And does she carry crossbow bolts?
Yes.
How much would 10 of those be?
1 gold. No, 1 silver for 10. Sorry.
Okay. I put down tattoo supplies, thieves' tools, an extra lockpick, 10 crossbow bolts, and some ink. And also, I don't know if she put it down somewhere. Grab the other thing of holy water.
Okay, so you want to get the second holy water as well for 3 gold?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Ireena is looking around as well and
Math.
not sure what to buy. You can just go into the compendium browser and buy them from there.
Oh, snazzy. I will just very
There's-
quietly hand the holy water to Clara without saying anything. And keep walking.
So you can add a second holy water. Alright.
Are you buying all this with money?
Yeah. You watch her put down a bunch of gold.
She gratefully sweeps it into like a small register.
Right now looks at the gold and then looks back at Ashai and is like, I wasn't aware you were rich.
Did you come here with money? Like, did you die and then
No,
wake up with money?
I had nothing on me.
Where'd you get the money?
Explain the gold.
Explain, woman.
She doesn't elaborate.
Did you
What the
get
fuck
a
is
job?
new?
Are you working a job? We've been here for 2 days.
If there's anything that you all would like me to look for and bring you...
Do you have a steak? Or a
steak?
couple of steaks? Like,
Well,
not food. Why are you looking
She looked like she was
confused, Danny?
he was just about to make that joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, steaks are not terribly difficult to fashion.
So true. I never
wooden
got one
steak.
out of the chair, so...
Garlic work on vampires in this universe?
You don't know?
You guys have
Does garlic work on vampires in this universe?
You don't know.
Dang it.
fun.
Who has occultism? Somebody do an occultism check.
Go ahead,
I'm
make
doing-
an occultism check.
No, esoteric lore check.
Or
No,
an
it's like-
esoteric lore check.
It's like the Austin Powers thing. You gotta ask him 3 times, and then he'll just give up and give you the answer.
Do I really have to ask 3 times? Yes. No, that one didn't count. You asked me if you had to ask 3 times, but you didn't actually ask a 3rd time.
Therefore, starting a new line of questioning.
Ah, fuck.
Been a long time.
I blind rolled. Oops.
Forgot how
No,
sour
that's fine.
sword had- sorry.
You know, Aster, that vampires do often have, similar to how you can make personalized things. What's the term? The feature you do.
My esoteric lore.
The other one.
And vulnerability.
Yes,
Exploit
the-
vulnerability.
Exploit vulnerability. The way that you can make personal antitheses.
Mhm.
Most vampires do tend to have certain objects that can cause them to reflexively flinch. Garlic does tend to be one of them, as does holy symbols. Generally, you can put it in their face. You can use an action to display it, and if they are close enough, they will instinctively flinch away from it. Garlic and holy symbols are 2 of the more universal ones, but it's also possible that individual vampires have individual antitheses that would have this similar effect.
You brought up holy symbols. What kind of holy symbols are around this place? Is it different
make a
universes
There's
holy
one around my
symbols?
neck.
Well, no, I know what yours, but in her shop.
Make a religion check.
Woolwidgeon. Okay.
Religion.
Woolwidgeon.
This isn't a spiral, but it's a mermaid, and it's kind of curved, and it's made of silver, so good enough.
Enough. Woolwidgeon.
Can't hear you, Chief. You're on mute, Danny.
I have a manual mute on my microphone. That's gonna be a thing that factors into the stream every now and again.
Yeah,
It'll
hey,
happen.
that's
I do the
what
same
I do
thing.
too.
Anyway, I forgot what I was gonna say. As that's happening, Prospero's gonna look at his sword and he's gonna listen to it. And he's gonna notice the little pock marks and stuff like that that have just kind of occurred while it being in Barovia.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna be like, not that I want to part with this anytime soon, but do you have something to perhaps a replacement or perhaps even an upgrade to this?
And what is it? And what are you looking for?
What was the dueling saber that I was trying to get at the top of the game?
Oh, a dueling sword?
Is that level 5 item?
It is a level 1 item, uncommon. believe, because it is an advanced weapon, or did you get trained in the dueling sword yet, or
No. I
so you would
haven't
not be
yet.
proficient in it if you
Under-
wanted to upgrade to that?
Understood.
Yeah.
Alright.
In my other game last night, we found really cool fucking chakrams, but nobody was trained in advanced weapons,
Yeah.
so nobody could use them, so we just sold it.
So for Aster, your religion check, you look about. You don't see any. Well, you see like a couple of holy symbols about that just look like old things that aren't particularly like in any kind of reverential display. You see there is one symbol that you don't recognize what it belongs to. The other one you recognize as the symbol of the Morning Lord, if only because you saw it at the church in Barovia.
Right.
There is, however, one display that is kind of in a place of, I guess you could say, reverence. Not a symbol, but a triptych. You see, there are these three figures in this triple display. It almost looks like stained glass. Three women, one in each of the triptychs. One of them is a tall, angular woman with ebony skin, almost black, making her look like a moving shadow. There's one who's a little shorter and sprite-like in appearance. And there is one that is tall and chiseled with gray skin, like that of a drow.
This is a portrait?
It's three portraits in a triptych, so like the it would close
the
on
second
itself.
one?
As a holy symbol?
It's like
The
a
way that it's
sign of-
displayed, the way that it's displayed, like above the mantle, makes you feel like this might be some kind of.
Shrine?
It's almost reverential, a shrine for Jenny Greenteeth, essentially.
What was the second one? It was like Shadow
Um,
Lady.
There's a
Fairy.
Shadow Lady. There's a short and sprite-like one with yellow-green skin. And there's one that's tall and chiseled with gray skin, like a drow with a very well-toned physique.
Hey,
That
that
is shy.
first
Look
one
like a
looks like my
shy.
grandmother.
What?
Oh?
Ah. People come from the shadow plane. You couldn't have guessed that already?
Oh,
Looks
you're
she
talking about
gestures-
you're talking about the three ladies. She reaches up and takes down the triptych and shows you all. She points and says, "These are the three ladies that once held dominion over Barovia. They were archfays and nature spirits that the wild folk of Barovia revered and worshipped. The three ladies. This one is the Seeker," and she points to the shadow-like figure. This one is the Weaver, the middle one, the sprite-like one, and this is the Huntress, the one that looks sort of very well-toned.
What happened
Where'd they
to
go?
No one knows. Some people just say that they're waiting. Some people say that they were never real to begin with. Me, I just think they're sleeping at the moment.
if the Countess has them locked up in dungeons somewhere or something?
It's always possible, I suppose, but your Archfey are not so easily held by chains and walls.
It's true. We are all prisoners to our own emotions.
And now that is very true.
Do you still worship them, or?
Oh yes, of course. They are very important people to me.
do they like? Do you get anything back, or have you not heard anything from your gods? Fae? I don't know how that.
I get as much back as anyone who worships a higher being gets back.
Okay.
Is there anything else you all are looking for at the moment? Anything you want me to look for when I'm out and about that I could bring by next time? Silver, I know that.
Hmm.
Perhaps, I do not have the experience yet to make it myself, but if we are going to meet you in the future when we are stronger, if you could find a formula for holy waters that I might study and purchase from you.
Certainly, I can find one of those. I just happen to have these lying around from the last time I was in Valaki.
No, I appreciate it very much. You said Valaki, huh? Are there
Yes.
holy people there?
St. Andrew's Church is where I happen to stop by there.
Wizard Tower was near Valaki. But, thank you for your time,
Of course, of course.
helpful.
I love being helpful as long as I am properly recompensed.
Are there? You said there's anything level 5
Fifth
lower,
level or
right?
lower, yeah.
Okay.
But we don't have any fucking gold.
Yeah, but we have stories.
We have
if we
stories,
just, like,
though.
Trauma dump, you know.
We do have
Just trauma drum.
I've
Drunk.
got a frack ton of stories.
I was
started when I was born.
I was born in a cave. It was a Barovian cave. Alright, anything else at the moment, or
If
Jenny
we're done
Green Teeth?
shopping, I
Yes.
desperately have to pee. I'll be right
Please go pee.
Go piss
Uh,
now.
Let's go piss.
She gets out from behind the counter and just kind of like jostles you out the back door. Again, like looking from the outside, you don't know how all that fit in there, but as far as things go,
It's bigger on the inside.
And apparently warm.
and she all hustles you out, closes the blinds behind her, and says, "Well, it was a pleasure doing business with you. I do hope that you stick around for some time. I would love to do more business in the future with someone that isn't dead."
Who is dead?
So many of the people here in Barovia are dead. Or worse.
What? What do you mean?
I think she means like yours truly.
Would you say
I'm
you're
not-
dead or what?
Yeah, it sounds like you're worse.
Well,
Resurrected a couple times might make it worse.
yeah.
And she just gives you all a little bow and says, "Till next time, dearies." And it goes back to the front and just kind of like very tentatively and awkwardly just shoves herself back up into the drive. See the carriage, grabs the reins, and the ox start moving, heading back the way you came from toward the small village of Barovia. Ireena watches her go and just says, "Honestly, I was expecting her to be a lot stranger."
Stranger than that. That was pretty strange.
Does she have a
I
reputation?
mean, at least she was nice to us.
I've never heard of Jenny Greenteeth before, no.
I've never heard of her either.
She might have been somebody in disguise trying to gather information about the backgrounds and use it against us later, and they're clever and seem to put away. But I read too many fairy tales.
It was awfully specific.
Well, I'm glad I didn't tell her anything.
I mean, I told her about my kitty cat. I tell everybody about my kitty cat. It's not exactly a secret.
I kind of just make up that story about chicken wings.
That never happened to you?
No.
I figure I can buy half the store with the amount of stories I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being on the sea, I'm sure you have a lot of stories.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Aster, you said that story was false.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
The DM has
enough.
made a note.
Ginny Green Teeth will remember that.
Just take out this pen and
It's false for the group because he doesn't want to admit that he choked on chicken bone.
okay.
Little
So
guy.
So it's true, he's just embarrassed.
it's true. He's just embarrassed. Okay.
Yeah. He definitely yeah. And he doesn't let him eat a lot of hard objects anymore.
Make a
Anymore?
deception check.
Anymore? A deception check. Oh,
Yeah, make a deception check.
Okay. Okay.
He starts choking Leon, just comes by and punches him in the back. Bone goes flying across.
Geez, Scoop.
Ah, heck.
You all are very aware that Aster is lying about the fact that totally
I want to
happened.
see how aware I am.
Oh my
Very,
god.
very
the most
aware.
I'm extremely aware.
The most aware you've ever been.
I see everything.
It was essentially against all of your perception DCs, and all of you have a perception DC above 9, so...
You guys are mean.
I started
but-
walking toward the castle before everybody else did.
Oh my.
Ireena tries to catch up with the shy. You all continue on the path toward Castle Ravenloft. The road is long and winding. You all are on guard, because the last time you went walking through the woods, you didn't have the best time. Which I'm sure is... Yeah, just caught a little bit of ghoul fever. It happens.
Little ghouls night out.
Ghouls night out.
Go to jail.
I would like to do a quick scan of the perimeter as we're walking.
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check.
A blind perception
Blind
check.
yes. Make a blind
Perception check. Oh gosh. Okay.
Oh
here we
yeah, for
go.
sure. Are you looking for anything in particular, or?
I'm just surveying the area, just in case there's any spooks and such around.
Any spooks and such. You look about. At this point, you've left the basin of Barovia. You've gone just past the Gesundheit.
Bless you.
You've gone just past the River Evelys crossroads where you saw the Hangman's Noose before when you first left Madam Eva's encampment. Then you look about. Someone saw something last time, but as you look about, you don't see anything. Maybe you see maybe the things are swaying in the wind. It's not raining at the moment. The sky is still cloudy and overcast, but there is no rain peppering the ground in front of you. At this point, you're past the basin and into the moors of Barovia, the moors of Ravenloft. You look about and see nothing. No signs of any danger, maybe a couple of small creatures running about the forest, but otherwise fairly quiet.
As we're walking, I'm gonna walk up to Clara and just ask. So, I don't exactly know who Pharasma is. I feel like we're from different places.
Well, how much do you know about the gods in general? You know anything?
Well, I think my gods are different than your gods. Because my caretaker really liked the goddess of the moon. That was like a really big thing for him. But he when he was raising me, he told me that uh, I should find my own path and explore what gods treat me. I, you
Well,
know,
yeah. I. Well, Pharasma. It sounds creepy, but she's the goddess of death. She is the shepherd of souls, the cycle of life, and in her service, I found a purpose. I found companionship with those who ran the temple, and it's just life. Life isn't fair. Life is never fair, but death should be, and in her service, that is what I try to uphold. Everybody deserves a dignified rest. Everybody deserves to go on to the next great adventure, and I just seemed like a cause worth fighting for. You know?
they kind of sound like the Raven Queen.
Raven Queen.
Yeah, so I where I'm from, there's a goddess of death who kind of does the same thing. Pretty much.
And if there are living things, there must be somebody to guide them after. It's strange to think how different the worlds they're from. I,
What was your world again?
Galarian. I kind of embarrassed to admit it, but for all of this, I was never really brave enough to leave my hometown. Entering into the temple's service, into Pharasma's service, that's as far as I got. I was never strong enough or brave enough to set out on my own adventures.
I don't blame you. I didn't really do that either. For my own reasons, but the things I did do weren't far away. It was pretty close. I always had someone with me. So I get it.
Well, didn't exactly choose this adventure, but at least we have each other, right? You seem like an alright fellow.
I try to be. You see his tail start flicking around. Grabs it.
I think you are doing a very good job.
He absolutely starts to turn away. Not to be rude, but he's like, okay.
Uncomfortable with praise.
Vibrates slowly and walks away. Okay.
As you all
Talk about your feelings. Talk about your feelings.
It's cleric will therapy you.
That is a threat.
At the front of the group, Prospero has his violin out, and thank you. Prospero has his violin out, and he's arguing with Ireena. He's just like, "What do you mean it's inappropriate to fucking play the violin on a quest?
We're literally heading to the castle right now. Do you think it's appropriate to even be making sound? What if you make sound and we get closer and they hear us and they send something after us? You're sitting here playing the violin.
It lightens the mood."
Is this what you did on your ship?
Yes!
And you...
All the time!
And did your shipmates like this behavior?
Yes! I was the fucking captain!
I find that hard to believe.
I was the captain. I played the instruments. I encouraged other crewmates to play the instruments. We had a band.
Oh, sweet, a band.
Yes.
Wonderful. Cool.
No, Uncle, I don't.
He's gonna aggressively start playing.
Put it away. Put it away.
As you two are
Prospero.
arguing, Prospero, you look past Reyna, and in the woods, very close off the road, you see a wolf staring at you.
If you don't put that violin away, I swear I will take it from... What?
Does Clara see the wolf?
Don't you dare shush me.
I take Reyna's face and I turn it toward the wolf.
Yeah, everybody make a perception check.
Also, Clara, you see Aster as Prospero being obnoxious with the violin is like holding his ears, like walking on the edge of the group.
Did mine
Alright,
go?
so- a little slow, but I don't see his shy eyes. It's fine. Reyna, you think
that's
that
why.
it's like a wolf that's watching you, but Clara, you look a little closer, and through the gloom, you notice that it is a wolf, but it is not a real wolf. It is a moss-covered statue of a wolf.
Does anyone else see that?
Even though she realizes that it's not a real wolf, as you see her looking at it, she freezes. And there's always kind of a hesitation in Clara that only really faded when she was performing funeral rites, when she was doing her goddess's duty. But looking at this wolf, she is petrified. Even it's not even real, but this is not good shit for her.
Reyna notices Clara's like stopping and like scared look, and looks down at her and is like, what is going on? What is that?
It's just a statue. It's nothing. It's nothing.
Whoa.
Let's go.
I'm gonna make a sense motive check there.
Go ahead, suddenly Canadian Prospero. Gotta make a sense motive there.
Could be Midwestern. It's just secret perception.
Yes.
Secret. You got a secret.
Got a secret.
This would be against Clara's Deception DC. Which is that.
Untrained.
You take a look at Clara. You can see she's very clearly uncomfortable. But you're not certain why or what about. Something about the wolf statue spooked her, but beyond that, no idea.
It's just a statue. I don't know why it's here in the woods. It's not
So
real.
what-
It's
So
not
what you're
real.
saying is if I go poke the statue, nothing's gonna happen?
Don't think so. It's just a piece of rock. It can't hurt us.
If you notice, Aster's already like real close to the statue.
Oh yeah, I was joking!
So for Aster, it towers above you. It is much larger than you. It's easily 4 or 5 feet in height. Rests
Well, I was
on
like,
a
that's
stone
not that
surface.
tall.
But you're really short.
I'm small.
It rests on a stone surface that's very intricately carved. There's curls and spirals. Very clearly not just like a random rock formation in the woods. This was important enough that it seems like that someone went to the effort of carving out the statue and giving it this fancy base.
Is there like text on it?
I don't. Well, actually, the only person who would be able to read it would be Second Chance, because there is an inscription, but it is in Druidic.
Heck.
Then Second Chance would come up and say, it says, the Huntress.
Wait, like that third archfey Jenny was talking about?
Maybe.
Maybe it's a shrine of hers. And as Clara is looking over at the statue, but she is kind of half hiding behind Raina. She does not want to go near it.
I'm glad we all just decide to hide behind Reno when we're scared.
Speak for yourself.
Says the
Likewise,
shy,
speak
also
for
hiding
yourself.
behind right now.
No, incorrect.
I know.
I mean, it's for the holy site, that temple or pilgrimage. It doesn't look like it's been petrified, does it?
No, it looks like, I mean, a true petrified wolf would be like incredibly lifelike and realistic. This one is clearly like a carving.
So it's probably a holy site, then shrine first, maybe.
So, I guess we shouldn't really worry about it. Keep moving?
Maybe maybe we leave her an offering.
Do you
some
know
kind.
what she would like as an offering?
Well, she's an archfey and a huntress. And I do a religion check. To
Sure.
see if I have any knowledge of, or just any inclination to a protector goddess slash of the
Make-
hunt or anything.
Yeah, make a religion check.
Blind
Yes, please.
or public?
Blind.
Yeah. I was yelling at my other DM last night about how it makes the blind rolls make y'all too powerful, and he's like, I know, I fucking love it.
You take a look, and Jenny didn't really tell you too much about the ladies. There is some part of you within that kind of, you're not certain why, but you recognize the Huntress is in some way akin to Pharasma in your world, that she is a hunter and therefore represents the cycle of life, how things in the wild will hunt other things and kill them, and then in so doing grant themselves more life, and then their death fuels the life of other creatures in turn. So she is probably any kind of offering to do with hunting or with the cycle of life and death would probably be appropriate.
And you said about the offering out loud, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll leave one of the throwing daggers I just got, the throwing knives.
Clara will, realizing this, she'll grip the pendant around her neck, her holy symbol, comfort, and she'll take a few solemn steps. It wasn't you that did that to me. I hope you can forgive my fear and help guide us as we journey through your land and try to restore the cycle.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything?
Tapping my foot impatiently.
You angsty bitch.
Just watching over the group. Make sure all my ducks are in line.
So, Aster and Clara, give yourselves a hero point.
Hey, yo.
And everybody take 30 XP for a lovely exploration encounter.
720. I mean,
Um,
if we are in somebody else's house, it makes sense to be nice to your host.
Yes, there's no outward sign that your gift has had any kind of effect.
There
You
often isn't when
place
you
it
speak to
and
the gods. They're busy.
but you've left your offering, and I assume you will eventually move on.
Mhm.
Do, 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 do.
Before too long, heading through the woods, you follow the road. Eventually, cuts into the river, and you hear it before you see it. This loud noise, this pounding sound nearby. Um, there's a break in the trees that you see leads to. You are kind of in between two waterfalls. You can look to the right and see the waterfall spilling into a pool down at the end, and you can see which eventually leads back toward Sayre Pool, where you first met Madam Eva, and eventually heads back down to the village of Barovia.
Jonathan,
Yes,
how close do I recognize any of this from when I arrived?
you do. This is very clearly the road that you took, just coming from the opposite direction at this point.
The pools is either of them the one I came out of?
Um, Not quite. The one that you recall, you think is on the next bluff above. Because you, as you break through, you essentially following the side of a mountain that ends before an arching bridge of mold encrusted stone that spans a natural chasm. You can see gargoyles cloaked in black moss perching on the corners of the bridge, their frowns weather-worn. On the mountainous side of the bridge, a waterfall spills into a misty pool nearly 1,000 feet below, and the pool feeds a river that meanders into the fog-shrouded pines that blanket the valley. Um, Looking at this map, if you pulled it open, you gather that you came out about here, up where the falls is, but you guys are down where that bridge is.
Okay. They're close now. This.
Ireena turns to Ireena and goes, "This is it. This is your last chance. Are you sure?"
Nothing's happened to change my mind yet, so yes, I'm sure.
All right.
Found me near here. If they found me, they can find all of us.
Who? Who found you?
I don't remember her name, but we all saw a figure before we died, I think. This one that met me. I emerged from the water and was walking towards the village because nobody in the castle is gonna help a wet wanderer. And a woman appeared in the road and she was pale. She had fancy gown on and auburn hair. And she took something from me. And she sicked her wolves on me and they mauled me to death.
Oh.
Just down the road.
What? You were malted? Why didn't you? We didn't have to spend all that time by the wolf statue if you didn't want to. That's not. Are you okay? I mean, you're not okay, but you're okay. But you're here.
I don't think any of us are, but this land is sick. They do not I do not blame the wolves for the will of their master.
This is where that happened.
Near here, yes. So if that woman found me, I don't know if you know her name. What? She's pale, auburn hair, and a fancy updo, and a nice purple gown. And
Purple?
Is this ringing a bell to Ireena at all?
was it purple? I don't know. Remember?
It was more like a maroon.
a nice maroon gown.
Um,
My scarf
Go
didn't
ahead
even
and-
match her outfit.
make a society check, Reina.
Upon hearing the words, aren't we all a little effed up? Something to the effect of that. Captain William Prospero is just gonna go ahead and just slam the second bottle of fancy Barovian wine that he stole from Ireena's house. Just
Yep, we're all a little fucked up. No.
I'll drink to that, bruh.
Reina, you aren't quite getting it. You're not sure if your mind is still fuzzy from, dying, or if you just haven't met this person or heard of them before, but it's not ringing any bells at the moment.
She was in a fancy, like almost royal level gown, and I mean, a knitted scarf isn't even going to match that outfit. I don't know why she wanted it.
I have no idea who this woman is, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Let me get this straight. You had the time, whilst you were being brutally mauled to death, to critique and point out the flaws in this woman's outfit.
No, this was. She told me that if I gave her a scarf that my mother knitted for me, then nobody would lay a hand on me. And that I would be free to go.
Is that the
And
item
I
you
believed
lost?
her. Yes. It was the beautiful purple scarf my mother made for me. She knitted the symbol of my goddess into it as a gift when I entered the temple service. It was very precious, and they wanted it. I don't know why.
It's funny. I had an item taken from me as well before I died.
Was it something precious?
And this is the most precious thing to me, yes.
Maybe there's some power in our emotions or something. I mean, I know there's power in emotions. I'm literally like a fucking funeral director, but still.
Oh my god.
I just
Maybe
don't.
there's something we don't know about ourselves.
There has to be something we do not know about. I don't know how we are all having the same experience, and all of us were brought back.
I had 2 things taken from me.
2 items, or your life and something else?
No, well, I guess we're counting my life. It's 3, but I had 2. I had 2 items and then my life, so 3 things. Well, my life isn't really a thing, but yeah, I had 2 things. One of them was personal to me, and one is something I found.
I think Second Chance would also speak up here and say, yeah, me too, Aster. There was, I stole something, and the person who killed me took that, and they also took. I had a staff that was mine and that they stole.
Aster, were
Is
you
it really yours if you stole it?
Well,
Got him.
the
Aster,
Yeah.
were you
I
also
win.
killed by this woman that Clara is describing?
Aster puts his head down a little bit and then like looks at her shy.
Raina looks at us
clearly
shy.
Who's clearly not looking at any of us, apparently.
You don't have to tell me. I was just wondering.
I-
You don't have to tell me.
Escher killed me.
Oh. Oh.
That was why. Oh no.
Yeah.
She'll just sidle up next to him and take his hand again.
I was killed by some elf prick with a gash in his head and a black horse. That's all I remember. Actually, I wasn't even.
Wait, shit!
Actually, I
Madam
wasn't.
Eva told us about an injured elf. Maybe we need to find him.
I've been made into ever since I was resurrected a second time.
I'm sure we all want some kind of revenge on the person that killed us.
No. I just want to go home.
Me as well. Can't in good conscience go home knowing how sick this world is.
Ah, sure, fuck it, I can kill him. Well, Spooky and Quiet, you're the only one who hasn't spoken up, and I'm looking at a shy.
And then Raina looks at a shy.
With all
Second
the
chance
subtlety
looks
of
at
a
a shy.
battering ram.
Ireena looks at a
slowly
shy.
looks at a shy.
Irina's just like, well, I wasn't killed.
The hot
as
gospel,
far as I know.
friend.
Spill the tea, sis. Come on.
Would you like to share with the class anything about you? Anything. I'll take anything at this point.
Yes. We got a horseman. We got a purple man. We got a mask person. We got a fancy dress person. Raina, who killed you?
I'm not sure. It was
We got a ghost.
It was dark. I'm not exactly sure who it was.
Go ahead, sense motive. Yeah.
Me
So
just
perception.
blindly trusting everyone.
As Escher would.
It's a
As
blind
Escher would.
perception check.
What's your mic, by the way? Jess. I think your cord keeps rubbing up against it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
I'll
look,
just
we can
whisper
see
it.
Cork roll.
Play with us, Cork.
Yeah, just innately trust people that you have only known for like roughly 5 or 6 days.
Because we
We're
all shared.
all in this together.
Not sponsored.
Get us copyright stricken.
Strahd's a musical.
Cats are wrestling.
So are these ladies, so.
Can I help you? I already told you I have no idea. Okay. I don't care if you believe me or not.
Aster's holding his tail end. Can you guys not fight again?
I'm not
As we're
fighting.
walking,
She's the one that
Terra
walked up
is
to
still
me.
holding his hand.
I'm not fighting. I'm just.
Guys, don't fight.
It's like my little buddy was upset, and I don't know how to tell him I care about him yet. So I'm just gonna chill with him.
I
Just
forgot I
your
have
mic,
a
please.
teething bracelet. Just your mic.
Not doing anything.
Not
I
even
don't know.
near
It keeps crunching for me. Yeah.
That's so weird.
Just stop being like. Stop breathing.
What? No. Raina walks off.
All right, Vaxeldan.
Ireena just kind of like looks between the two of you.
Not sponsored.
And she walks up next. She walks up next to Ashai and just says, "Are you sure? You sure about her? Why would she hide something like that?" The sound of the waterfall fades behind you
Buddy?
as you continue to ascend up the cliffs. Even here in the mountains, the fog and the forest are inescapable. Ahead, the dirt road splits into two, widening toward the east. There you see patches of cobblestone, suggesting that the eastern branch was once an important thoroughfare. Parked at the fork of the road, pointed east, is a large black carriage, drawn by two black horses. The horses snort puffs of steamy breath into the chill mountain air, and the side door of the carriage swings open silently.
I hide behind Reyna. Oh wait, no, Reyna's ahead.
Well, that's not ominous as fuck.
How large is the carriage?
It looks like it could hold 6-7 people easily. It is a very, very large and fancy carriage. It looks
Is there
very well
anyone
constructed.
driving it?
No.
Is it empty?
Raina gets in the carriage.
Ireena tentatively follows. Well,
Sure, this is a good
she-
idea.
the Countess invited us. I assume. I can't imagine anyone else who has a carriage this nice in the valley.
Is there a seated position at the front?
There is.
I'll take that one.
Sure. There's enough room up front for two. Yeah.
Oh, good. Now here's the point where I get to yell at you while the kids are in the back.
Second chance gets in the carriage.
I'll look at Aster. Are you ready?
Are we gonna be okay?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
have a really bad feeling about this.
Me too. Me too.
Stick together?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm with you. And we'll get in.
We walk in and like my tail like grips the door edge a little bit, and then I actually sit down.
The second that you all sit down, the door closes, and the horses immediately start taking off.
Aster,
and
we're trauma bonding.
Not terribly fast, just a nice solid canter. Seemingly without any prompting from either Prospero or Ashai.
Somebody get some coconuts.
Look, it doesn't matter. So the carriage is moving. I assume that second chance or that Prospero wanted to say something to Ashai on the road.
No, I'll just delicately take out my fiddle and I'll just start playing it.
I can't leave.
Speaking
I have
of
to
that,
listen.
as we're in the carriage, Clara does pull out her knitting again and start knitting something.
Mm-hmm.
You hear Raina like knock on say shut up.
Hang on. I haven't even started playing yet. DM, can I roll badly enough that Ashai will talk to me?
You want to purposefully fail a performance check?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Whatever you want, yeah.
Do you say that? Like I'll play louder. I'll play louder if you just keep talking. Oh, I don't know. Anything in particular you fancy talking about? With the weather, sports, perhaps politics of the local area.
The playing gets louder.
You see, she's an easy one to figure out. Chip on her shoulder, maybe some mommy or daddy issues, and, some repressed love. a little loud about it too. You, however, because you're quiet, are smarter than the average bear.
Not sponsored.
Is this the joke?
I
This is
think
the
it's
joke.
a joke. This is a joke for this session.
What do you mean? This is what uses the tagline "smarter than the average bear"?
Don't worry about it for now.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. It doesn't. Yeah, the sponsor's not here. We're good.
Yeah, yeah.
10-4. Smarter than the average thief, and it takes one to know one. I didn't. Never have. Tell me about that. What was it that broke your concentration so much that you had to jeopardize your job? I might do it. Family members? Loved ones of any kind? So just do in your local village a duty of good service. Sense motive.
That's yeah, go for it. It was that, or I was gonna have you make a yeah, go ahead. Sense motive. You said it yourself. Ashai hasn't really talked too much, so it's difficult to suss out her intentions at this moment, or any part of her story, really.
Well, look at it this way. I've given a third chance at life, which is kind of shitty, but you know what? We're here. You're, what was it again, 1800 years late to the party? Figure, hey, roll with the punches, take this new lease on life, make some friends. And currently, seeing as you've been following the pattern with everyone else because you've been staying quiet and you've been listening, and I stopped playing. Have you ever noticed that whenever someone brings up their lost item, I don't bat an eye? That's because I don't miss mine. I'm at a bit of a crossroads, you see.
You're not bad an eye because they took your eye and you only have one.
Robin, shut up. You're in the cart.
all of our ears are collectively on the wall now that you stopped
You
playing.
did stop playing, yeah.
I was out of character.
And I
am
continue
just-
on that meta note. I actually will start playing
Okay.
because he probably would think about that.
You fuck.
And so I continue. I go. I'm having a hard time as to figuring out what exactly I want out of this whole thing. I don't think it was to make new friends. I don't think I've made friends anyway. I think I've just kind of made work acquaintances. See, my friends were the entirety of my crew. Screwface, Pebble, Clown, Fart, Heart.
Pussy.
Pussy.
Alright, FCG.
All your favorite smells.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored.
Definitely not sponsored by Critical Role.
Good crew, a lot of them. Fine men and women. We explored that fineness on and off again at a time, and I stopped playing, and I was just like, wait a minute, I don't want to give them my dirty secrets. And so, just keep playing. But then, something happens. Like you, I became narrow-sighted with something else. And that jeopardized my self, my crew, my ship, everything I'd worked for 25 years. I stopped playing.
Thank God.
And so when I say this, I mean it fondly. Just cooperate, because if you don't, I might have to kill you.
With that, you two kind of look around, just trying to get an eye on your surroundings as you've been kind of in your own world for a moment. And you see eyes in the woods around you. Yellow eyes. All around. You see dozens of wolves along the path.
Are there windows inside the carriage?
Yes.
Terra puts her knitting away and she stares out the window. It's just frozen.
They're spaced out every few feet on both sides of the path, and they are just watching. They're looking very directly at the carriage. You see their entire heads look at the carriage and follow it as it moves past them. And they don't follow the carriage. They don't try and stop it or make any kind of aggressive movements. Same can't be said for Basil.
Can't get out.
They are just watching you all pass.
What? They won't let us leave. We can't get out.
Ireena reaches over and just kind of like wraps her arm around Clara, and just says, "I don't know if it's that. Maybe the carriage is protecting us.
God, I made myself cry for my character. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, it's deep. It's deep.
It's deep.
It's okay. I started tearing up when I was like, Escher killed me.
I have a lot of feelings all the time, forever.
Slay.
I started tearing up when I was telling Ireena about Reyna's dead wife, so it's fine.
I'm glad we're all being extremely emotional here. Not sponsored.
If there were ever.
How long were we riding in the carriage for?
After winding through the forest and craggy mountain peaks, the road takes a sudden turn to the east, and the startling, awesome presence of Castle Ravenloft towers before you. The carriage comes to a dead stop before twin turrets of stone. Oh, excuse me. Broken from years of exposure. Beyond these guard towers is the precipice of a 50-foot wide, fog-filled chasm that disappears into unknown depths. A lower drawbridge of old, shored-up wooden beams stretches across the chasm between you and the archway to the courtyard. The chains of the drawbridge creak in the wind, their rust-eaten iron straining under the weight. From atop, the stone walls, stone gargoyles stare at you out of their hollow eye sockets and grin hideously. A rotting wooden portcullis, green with growth, hangs above the entry tunnel. Beyond this location, the main doors of Ravenloft stand open. A rich, warm light spills from within, flooding the courtyard. Torches flutter sadly in sconces on both sides of the open doors.
I don't like this. How long was that carriage ride?
Yeah, what time of day?
It is about dusk, so it is already in quite dark.
We were in that carriage for a couple of hours, huh?
Contrary to what it was a fair ride, yes.
Okay.
Upon
Trying to keep track of how much time I've had to knit, because there's a goal with this.
upon hearing
You know the goal, Jonathan.
upon hearing Clara say, like, I don't like this, I pull out my fourth bottle of Barovian wine and I hand it to her and I'm like, you might need this then.
I
A lot.
Where did you put them all?
In your prison
Inside of his
pocket, you know?
ribs.
I
go on.
open up my jacket and it's just bottles of wine.
The
So you get
entire
disadvantage on your stealth checks.
yeah, for real. They're just like clunking around as you're walking.
Who do you think you're talking about? I am an expert drunk, okay? I know how to move swiftly without hearing a single clink, alright?
Way the drunken monk.
Yeah.
The entire carriage ride, Reyna was sitting extremely uncomfortably, just like kind of staring, like glossed over ahead of her and like fidgeting, like with her hands on her legs, not paying attention to anyone around her. And as we approach, like the fidgeting gets worse.
I gave you a rock to fidget with.
Thank you.
There is a light
I'm like-
twinkle as the carriage pulls through the gates. Thick, cold fog swirls in the courtyard. Sporadic flashes of lightning lance the weeping clouds overhead as thunder shakes the ground. Through the drizzle, you see torch flames fluttering on each side of the keep's open main doors. Warm light spills out of the entrance, flooding the courtyard. High above the entrance is a round window with shards of broken glass lodged in its iron frame.
I guess we're here.
Does the door to the carriage open for us? Or do we have to open it?
It does indeed pull up just in front of the entrance, and the doors open for you.
Ireena, do you have a backpack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't
worry
get in the
about
water with a backpack on.
No, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Okay.
I think Foundry might have frozen for me.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm at
Oh, no, there we go.
98%.
Nope, it's all good now.
It's all
Oh
good
no.
in this nerd.
It's a very large map.
Large. So are you guys just like sitting while it's raining and you guys are just like getting wet?
Yeah.
I'm kind
we're
of
inside.
dead, so I'm okay with it.
Right, there's worse things. Does Prospero like stink of decay? Or does that not happen?
Little bit. I mean, like he has like almost green pale skin, pale green skin. So like, yeah.
Gross.
Stinky.
Stinky. Ooh.
Stinky.
So
Stinky man.
you all step out of. I assume you all step out of the carriage, yes?
Yeah.
I guess.
Hey.
The ornate outer doors of the castle hang open, flanked by fluttering torches and iron sconces. 20 feet inside the castle is a second set of doors.
Really well defended place, huh?
Are you all on the map yet?
I haven't. Yeah, the map hasn't even opened for me.
I'm on the map, but I'll wait obviously for everyone else to get there.
I won't. I'm gonna run it.
Refreshing it. Let's see what happens.
Here, I'll refresh mine too.
It's okay. The map itself is not necessarily important yet. It's just for flavor.
You worked very hard on it. Well, we want to appreciate your effort.
I appreciate your appreciation.
That and it looks better on stream if we have a map.
That's true. We need a shy if nothing else.
Yes. There we go. I'm watching on my
It's
phone.
loading.
All right. I see Danny. I see Cork.
Hey.
Huzzah! David.
I'm here.
Yes. All right. That seems like everyone. Yes. Is anyone not loaded in yet?
Raise your hand if you're not in. Oh wait, Jess is dead.
Oh no.
Did Jess die?
Jess said it
She's
killed
still
her. She said it killed her.
Killed her.
Oh, there we
Oh.
go.
There
Oh
she
my
goes.
god.
Dead. And there goes the stream.
Stinky.
Oh, stinky.
I know, I'm watching. Oh, I want to see what happens.
I'm sure it will be a little silly.
Yeah, that's okay.
It'll be
Now,
fine.
let me get in the Twitch chat and just be like, what the fuck is this shit? What a bunch of noob streamers. Jeez.
Your stream. Here's the content you deserve.
We got
Now a kitty
we got a
stream.
decent sized audience.
I think half of that is us.
We got 11.
I think half of that is us.
Reggie's in there.
He's in there. Nice.
Hello, Reggie. What's poppin'?
Let's pop in.
What's poppin', Reggie?
Pop in.
Reggie. I think I have friends in there, but I don't know. I don't know if they're still here or not.
Did it actually break Jess's computer?
Maybe.
Oh, how'd she trying?
She chugging.
Mark, do you have a standby screen?
Technical difficulties.
We have a Jess.
Oh, I see her back. Hello.
I'm The map literally killed me. Like it is not gonna open.
It's
I
okay. I
think-
can. Someone else. You can just watch the stream.
Yeah, so true.
Just
Thank
watch
God.
the stream.
So true, Bessie.
All right. So, you all the outer doors I mentioned, and then there's a second set of doors 20 feet inside the castle. You can move about if you want. For
The
those of you
order
that
is
haven't died.
Where the fuck did the what?
oh, not in the castle. Not in the castle. Cut it out.
We got
Cut
there
it
really
out.
quick. Damn.
Alright.
There we are.
You can use the arrow keys.
I'm moving. Whoa, who's in me? Prospero, no.
You're all going the
Sorry.
wrong way.
What?
To the east.
I'm running away.
Nope. You wanna go this way.
Phil turns around, just be like, "Psych, I'm going to Valaki."
Later.
I mean, I've
Wait,
wanted to go to Valaki from the beginning.
Same.
We'll go. We'll go.
Guys, I just work
We
here,
just
okay?
have to die first and roll new characters.
Welcome to
For
Yeah,
Phillies.
For the third
alright.
time.
Who knows? Maybe our
Right.
Why can't you? Just move, Fivehead.
oh, I can't move in it.
Yeah, you can't move through walls.
Oh,
This isn't a wall.
It's a door.
try now. There was, for some reason, invisible wall there. So,
Moved in. I took a step in the
Um,
door.
as you step in,
Oh, I did it.
the doors in front of you suddenly swing open, revealing a grand hall filled with the sound of organ music.
Neener, 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 nee.
You see cobwebs stretch between the columns that support the vaulted ceiling of a great dusty hall, dimly lit by sputtering torches in iron sconces. The torches cast odd shadows across the faces of 8 stone gargoyles, swatting motionlessly on the rim of the domed ceiling. Cracked and faded ceiling frescoes are covered by decay. Double doors of bronze stand closed to the east. To the north, a wide and majestic staircase climbs into darkness. A lit hallway to the south contains another set of bronze doors, through which you hear sad and majestic organ tone. Standing in this hall, you see an elf with brown skin and long black hair descending the wide staircase, white as a cat. He wears a gray cloak over black studded leather armor and has a polished scimitar hanging from his belt. My master is expecting you.
You son of a bitch.
Close the door, darling.
Ah, Captain Prospero. Wonderful to see you again.
Really debating just shooting him.
Terra looks at Prospero. Is that the guy?
It's the guy.
I think invisible wall is still on because I can't move.
You need to have your tokens selected.
Oh, okay, we're good now.
Okay. Are you doing anything, Prospero, or?
Uh.
While Prospero struggles with his internal dilemma, the elf gestures to the south and starts walking into the other hallway.
I am going to do nothing because I remember the last time that I tried to do something, I actually kind of just. No, I'm not gonna let that slip on stream. That was. The last time I did something, it didn't go well.
The hall to the south, there's torchlight fluttering against the walls of this vaulted hall. To the east, an arched hallway stretches for 20 feet, ending at a spiral staircase that goes up and down. Next to the hallway, a suit of armor, oiled and glistening, stands at attention in a shallow alcove. To the west, large double doors hang slightly open, and a steady bright light escapes through the opening. Swells of organ music come from behind the doors, spilling their melody of power and defeat into the hall.
We lost Jazz.
Oh no, not again.
Jazz down. Map too strong.
Oh, I can't believe Raina's fucking dead.
Oh my god, Raina just dropped dead. No, my fucking god.
Damn.
No.
That's what she gets. That's what she gets for reusing arcane art.
Um, When she gets back, I might just tell her to not use the map. It's just too strong.
Is there a torch anywhere nearby?
There are torches and sconces on the walls.
Is it real
See one
fire?
right there.
Is it real fire? or
Looks
is it
like real fire,
magical
yeah.
Fire?
It looks like real fire.
And I like just touch it real quick.
It's fucking hot. It's fire.
Okay. Can I get up?
They are essentially bolted into the walls. These sconces. They're not like.
Is there a candle nearby?
In this hall, no.
Damn. Okay. Gotta find the candle.
God, what does he want with a candle?
The DM immediately became afraid.
Why? Why do you want a candle?
Why do you want a candle?
He's a pirate. He's got dynamite. Probably.
Don't worry about it. Don't.
Ireena will settle up next to Prospero while we're waiting, and just kind of like. You didn't seem particularly happy to see the Chamberlain.
You could say we have a history. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Keep facing forward and just kind of like subtly but not subtly tell her just like mind your own business, I don't know you.
Okay.
Oh.
There she goes again.
Oh no.
Hold on.
Arnar.
I want her to stop. Just stop. I changed the map. It shouldn't murder you anymore.
Literally not doing anything. It's just going in and out.
First stream.
First stream.
First stream, not sponsored.
I'm not even gonna touch the map. I'm not even gonna touch Foundry. Just keep going.
Well,
Every time I touch Foundry, it goes bad.
I put it on a less intensive map. It should be fine.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. I'm just.
But
Whenever I have to roll,
you
let me know.
It's chicken
As you
nuggets on our
enter,
plates, guys. Strahd gives chicken nuggets.
3 enormous crystal chandeliers brilliantly illuminate this magnificent chamber. Pillars of stone stand against dull white marble walls supporting the ceiling. In the center of the room, a long, heavy table is covered with a fine white satin cloth. The table is laden with many delectable foods, roasted beast basted in a savory sauce, roots and herbs of every taste, and sweet fruits and vegetables. Places are set for each of you with fine, delicate china and silver. At each place is a goblet filled with an amber liquid with a delicate, tantalizing fragrance. At the center of the far west wall, between floor-to-ceiling mirrors, stands a massive organ. Its pipes blare out a thunderous melody that speaks in its tone of greatness and despair. Seated at the organ, facing away from you, a single caped figure pounds the keys in raptured ecstasy. Figure suddenly stops, and as a deep silence falls over the dining hall, it slowly turns toward you. You see a woman. That's loud. Um, Pale features,
Mommy?
very
Sorry.
sharp. Her eyes are a brilliant red gleaming in the darkness, long black hair over her shoulders, in a very ornate leather and fine doublet with long sleeves that end in frills. She turns and says, "Welcome, guest. I hope that your journey to my abode was pleasant. Please sit, drink, eat. I've had the finest
I
victuals prepared for you all."
lean over to a shy, and and I go, and I go. You know, if I was to die a third time, I don't think I'd be mad if she killed me.
Just over there, just losing
What
it.
a way to go!
My God.
She
Oof.
sits at the head of the table, inviting you all to sit as well as she, hello cat, picks up the glass of wine in front of her and begins to drink.
I didn't know your cat's name was Glass of Wine.
You hear the doors close behind you as the chamberlain closes the doors behind you.
You sit right
The left
next
hand
to
or the
her?
right hand? Okay.
Terra will lock eyes with Aster. She'll be like, she'll nod towards the table, thinking, "You want to do this thing? Like, I'll do it if you do it."
I was just gonna follow where you sit.
I'm actually going to be the first person to speak a line of dialogue to Strahd.
Sure.
And I'm just gonna briefly ask, you know, it was a long trip. Do you have a latrine? He closed the door, but I really need to use the restroom.
Piss
Aster
girl.
actually goes, I have to pee
Piss!
too.
You asked to piss!
Of course.
We have no decorum.
I will have
Aster's
Rahadin
gonna
show
pee.
you to the latrine.
Beautiful. How low is that chandelier? How low is that chandelier? Like, as far as like, is it like excessively above the table, or is it like maybe like comfortably above the table, where like if you were to
About-
stand up from the table, like
It's about 15 to 20 feet above.
okay. I was going to. I was thinking about it.
Not close enough for you just to casually reach and grab a candle, no, unfortunately.
Is there just a random candelabra in the room? Can I just?
Sure, there's a random candelabra in the room, sure.
No. This is a game plan. It's a game plan.
There are other candelabras along the walls in here that you could grab a candle off.
I will take a candelabra, snuff it out, and then just put it in my pocket. Or not the candelabra itself, just a candle off of it.
Okay, I was gonna say the whole ass candelabra. Okay.
No. I don't want to take the whole.
I have 6 bottles and a candelabra all up in my ribcage.
What am I, a
Listen.
sundial?
I have 6 bottles and a candle. Excuse me.
Okay.
Raina walks over to the table with her head down, sits at the farthest seat away, takes her flask out and starts drinking, not daring looking up.
Clara will walk with Aster and sit next to Raina.
Yeah, I think that's
I think
highly
we'll sit on
appropriate.
either side of Raina.
No,
Is
Ireena
anyone
is
else-
going to sit at her right hand. If you are.
Is anyone else gonna go piss girl with Prospero?
I'll go piss girl piss because
Okay.
Aster
I'll sit
probably
with
needs
Reno.
to pee really bad. So
Got it. Okay.
There's not much room for him to wait.
She's like turning the stone over in her hand that Aster gave her, like nervously, just like stimming.
fidget, yay!
All ADHD in this house.
Okay, so you all go to the door and attempt to open it, and it does not open.
But I
Oh,
need to pee.
forgive me. And she waves her hand, and the doors open of their own volition.
Oh, thank you kindly. Which left or right?
I will show you, and Rahadin is standing outside waiting for you.
Why? Please, by all means, lead the way.
We'll go with. We'll stick with the group in the dining hall for the moment. Or would you guys be eating for a moment?
There's food
Or are you
already?
not? Yes,
Lots of
there's an
food.
entire banquet laid out before you.
I do a medicine check on the food to see if it's been fucked with.
Yeah, go ahead and make either a nature or
I
medicine
don't
check.
trust vampires. I don't trust vampires.
You
I'm
you're
do
gonna go out
a
for
blind medicine check.
gonna go out for candlelight this year again, Robin.
I don't have the time for candlelight if I'm also doing lance, because again, I have to be very careful about overexerting myself or I pay for it. And I'm already paying for lance today. I'm in pain.
So he will take you back. The medicine check. You take a look. You take a sniff of everything. None of it seems obviously poisoned. The smells are delectable and delicious. The wine seems very fragrant. The food all seems perfectly prepared and seasoned. There's no sign of any kind of foul play.
Who am I sitting next to? Clara?
Mm-hmm.
Aster, where were you gonna sit after you?
Next to Clara.
Okay. Raina takes the cup of wine and downs it, and then takes Clara's cup of wine and downs it.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, you
Please,
can't take
Raina.
my wine. Like it's my wine.
Raina, no need. And she will wave her hand again, and you see a floating platter with more glasses of wine on them. You see a glass, and then a bottle of wine just kind of floats over to you as if suspended in midair. The wine uncorks itself and pours into your glass to refill it.
She goes, thank you.
Impressive service you have.
Well, when you are the ruler of an entire land, you make do with what you can. And you ensure that everyone and all their needs are taken care of when they come to visit.
I thank you for your hospitality.
Please eat, drink. Everything has been made to the most exacting specifications. Ireena shrugs and begins to take some food and bites in, and she's like, "It's actually very good."
Terra she'll start nibbling, but she's got the nervous tummy rumblies. This ain't right. So,
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Oh,
while you all get untongue-tied, we'll jump over to the other group. The Piss
Piss
Squad.
Squad.
Yeah.
Piss,
Boys,
piss,
Squad.
boys,
Ra-
I'm gonna go.
Piss
I'm gonna
boys,
go.
piss
Piss
boys,
boys,
piss boys,
piss
piss
boys.
boys, piss boys, piss
Enough.
boys.
Rahadin takes you to the stairwell immediately across and starts going up the stairs. You two follow?
I'm following Prospero, so wherever he goes.
Sure.
He goes up not one but 2 floors, eventually coming out into.
Why is this pisser so far away? Vampires don't piss.
Vampires don't pass. No.
But
Up to
revenants do.
true.
Correct.
Up 2 floors into. Eventually comes out, goes through one set of doors and a second one into. Almost looks like a less ornate version of the dining room that you just left. This one, however, is not ornately decorated, and dust immediately assaults your lungs. There's the sweet, pungent smell of decay filling the room, in the center of which stands a long oak table. There's a blanket of dust covering the tabletop and its fine china and silverware. In the center of the table, a large tiered cake leans heavily to one side. The once white frosting has turned green with age. Cobwebs hang like dusty lace down every side of the cake. A single doll figure of a well-dressed woman adorns the crest of the cake. Suspended above is a web-shrouded chandelier of forged iron. An arched window in the south wall is draped with heavy curtains. Resting in a wooden stand by the window is a dusty lute, and standing quietly in the southwest corner is a tall harp shrouded in cobweb.
But where's the toilet?
He leads you directly through into the next room. He opens the door into a bath chamber. There are red satin curtains hanging in archways on both sides of the south wall in this dark room. Between them, in the center of the chamber, stands a large ornate iron tub with clawed feet. And he gestures to the south and says, "The restrooms are through there."
This is a really big house.
This is a castle, not a house.
Yeah, but like a castle's a house, but like a house is like
The
a castle's a
latrines
type
are
of house.
through
Like a house isn't
there.
like always a castle.
I'll
If you
just
do not need to use the latrine, we will go back.
I have to pee. He doesn't move, but he says he just says
Just gestures you to through the curtains.
There's no need to be snarky with my friend now. Understand?
I look up. So we are friends?
Don't hold your breath.
I suggest you take care of your business. The lady does not like to be kept waiting.
My hands are just going to be out in the open, and I'm going to just casually walk up to him. I'd like to make an intimidation check.
Okay.
My goal is to just kind of just not to necessarily like goad him into attacking me,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to let him know that death is coming for him around the corner.
Okay. Make
When he
an
least-
intimidation check.
when he least suspect it, and I want to. Okay, I will make an intimidation check.
What are you doing to intimidate him?
I want to back him against the wall near a lit sconce.
There are no lit sconces in here.
No?
Nope.
Okay, forgot it.
Is it
We can-
dark in here? Is it like
We'll
dark?
Yes, it is. It is. There's no light, no sconces or anything in here.
We'll
I
skip it.
can't
I'll just say
see.
I'll just say like mind your tongue. Now go towards the latrine.
It's so dark. Where do I aim?
Do you not have low light vision?
Well, you said it was dark. You said there's no lights.
There's still the windows to the south that let in some faint moonlight.
I also have dark vision, so
Well, then you're fine.
yeah.
The two of you take care of your business. Is there anything you were trying to accomplish over here, or just? answering
Well,
the
I'm
call?
actually pissing.
Prospero,
Okay.
what are you doing here?
I may actually need to also piss because I've been drinking like a fucking fish the entire trip.
Fair.
So,
Wow, you've been in
naturally,
there for a long time. Are you okay?
as a sailor does, he's going to urinate.
Okay. We don't need to go into details.
I wasn't asking about the piss. I just wanted to know if he had some weird plan.
You've been in there for 4 minutes. Are we escaping or like what's?
I open the curtain. I'm just like, I'm fine, laddie. Just give me a moment, Jesus.
Now it's been 4 minutes and 53 seconds. Are
Welcome
you okay?
to the Curse of Strahd, the Piss Ventures.
I'm not even gonna
Well,
like.
I have to
I'm
go
not-
now. Goodbye.
I'm not gonna stick my head out of the curtain. I'm just gonna stick my gun out of the curtain. And I'm gonna like, you say one more word, I swear to God.
I go to walk up back to that dude, and I turn back around. I go, I just sit on the floor.
I take care of my business and we go downstairs again.
Oh, that was it. We're not doing anything. You're not gonna tell me.
No.
Okay.
Rahadin laid you back down the two stairwells back to the dining room. We jump back to the other party who is eating and waiting while the other two do their business. Lady Strada. She's drinking the wine. She's watching all of you. She will lean over to you and say, "Please do eat. I would hate for all of this to go to waste. We so rarely get the visitors." She kind of looks at you like, "Be rude." She seems like she has enough training in like court matters to know the proper things and what to do. And Strata will eventually. Very well. Straight to business then. And Ireena says, "No. It's quite all right if you want to." And Strata just like waves her off, and Ireena just immediately drops silent as Aster and Prospero re-enter the room, and says, "Ireena, my sister, it is a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh. I'm certain that you have many questions, as do the rest of you, I'm sure." Ireena just kind of speaks up. You guessed right, my lady. Please, there are no formalities needed between us. What I wrote in my letter was nothing less than truth. We are family. Ireena just. I should think I would have remembered such a thing. To which Strata replies, "You would have, but for the curse. Surely you have noticed your memory is a fickle thing, lost in childhood, orphaned, and yet deep down you feel things that make no sense. instincts, beliefs with no seeming source. For, like your companions, you were once dead as well. She looks over all of you, a piercing gaze that seems to see into your very soul. Death is usually a very permanent thing, but within the mists of Barovia, such things can be temporary given the right push. Truth told, I have taken quite a risk bringing you here for risk of agitating the curse.
The curse.
It is a curse upon all of Barovia, but mostly my family. We are all cursed to forever be longing for the things that make us truly happy. And whensoever that happiness seems within our grasp, the curse of this land shall rip it from us. Sometimes subtly, sometimes like the hammer of a vengeful god.
It must be a hard existence to bear.
I suppose I have it better than most within Barovia. I at least have my castle, and she just gestures to the castle around her. I have my family, and gestures out toward the doors to where Rahadin left. And I have my life. So, as far as these things go, I have several things more than most people within these lands.
Your family. I believe I met a sister of yours.
Which one?
Did not know. I did not get her name. And I described the woman that I saw.
Ah, Anastasia. She is.
Anastasia.
Yes, I do apologize that most of my family are unavailable for a little soiree. They are my eyes and ears throughout Barovia, my hand outstretched for help, and also my fist descending upon mine enemies. Anastasia is my sister that takes care of things in Valaki.
I see.
I would do no such thing. I have not known of your existence until just this day.
Sense motive.
Go ahead, sense motive.
That's a lie.
Raina takes one of the knives on the table, slams it into the table, and goes, "Bullshit."
Well, most of you. I apologize, Raina. Um, Prospero, you're finding it difficult to figure out what makes Lady Strahd tick. Aster, you managed to pierce through the veil of her words. At first, you think she's holding something back, but then when she amends her statement to include Raina and Ireena, you gather that it's very close to the truth that she might only be lying by a couple of days, that she was truly unaware of your existence until very recently.
Okay.
My brothers and sisters are, they have a very free, loose reign within my lands. They take care of the day-to-day in most of these places, and I take care of the large things. For instance, and she turns to Aster and says, I learned that my newest brother has overplayed his hand within the local village. I assure you his deeds have not gone unnoticed, and his punishment will be commensurate with his crime. What he has done to Father Tonovich and the Kolyanas is intolerable.
What do you mean? What do you mean by punishment?
I would not want to spoil your dinner.
Did you kill him?
No, no. For
Do
one
not-
such as him, death would not be a punishment.
Death is never a punishment.
Perhaps not, but it can be undesirable. And she will stand up and still has the glass of wine in her hand, which she drinks deeply of.
Is it blood?
Make another medicine or nature check.
Oh,
As
gross.
she is walking towards Clara, so you get a closer look.
Find.
You can do it straight. It's fine.
Ew, straight.
Ew.
Ew, straight. Ew.
As she gets close to you, she actually kind of reaches her hand down toward you, and in her other hand, you see the liquid inside the wine glass is sticking to the sides more than your wine would, and you are fairly certain that it is indeed blood within her wine glass. And she reaches down. Where do you usually keep your symbol to Pharasma?
Around my neck. Necklace.
She will reach down, and she just kind of very gently puts her fingers underneath the medallion, lifts it off of your chest, and says, "Interesting. You are from a very different land, but I can tell that this holy symbol belongs to someone who protects the veil between life and death, no?"
I have sent many souls onward to their rest.
And given the information that Aster shared earlier, it occurs to you that if Lady Strahd is indeed a vampire, she has just, without any seeming issue or problem, reached out and clasped a holy symbol of something that is an antithesis to her, as if it were nothing. And she just holds it up, looks at it, and then lets it drop back onto your chest, turns away. Death is something that many search for. It is also something that many seek respite from. I wonder if she would have helped me in my moment of need. And yet, here we are.
Gods do not always care.
No,
They are not always listening.
no, they do not.
Do not see her as an endless force. I do not see her as absolute and all-knowing. Gods are fallible. I see her guidance more as trusted family member. Someone who knows things that I don't, but does not know all.
She just gives you an almost pitying smile, and then walks away. Um, there is much that I know, and I assume that many of you have questions. Ireena, I would speak with you alone if we could. And then I will gladly answer any questions you might have.
Wonderful.
Rest assured, I will not be keeping Ireena here for very long. And she continues, you mentioned, or you asked about the curse. I cannot ask Ireena to stay here, not until I have ended that curse upon this land. It is for this reason that I had hoped she, and you all as well, would assist me in this endeavor.
Why? Why us?
She holds up a finger toward Clara and looks at Ashai. No. I'm curious as to your reasoning when I have not even asked the question. But I have not detailed the request. Then why have you come here? I'm afraid the mists bind me as much as anyone else within these lands. She has moved at this point. If you were at her left hand, she has moved just next to Ireena, so she's across the table from you. Essentially, from where you are standing, behind her is the organ, and there is a wall behind the organ. Yeah. 20, 30 feet. She snaps and grabs it immediately out of the air. Point first, between her first two fingers.
Mommy? Mommy? Sorry, Mommy?
And just looks at you expectantly. She just lets it drop to the floor and leans across the table at you. Or what? You see, she just kind of unclasps the cloak that is hanging around her, and just spreads out her arms. Make me.
I'm just gonna prop my feet. There's like multiple chairs. I'm just gonna prop my feet on another chair and just kind of like. I'm gonna look at a shy real quick, and I'm gonna be like, "Would you like me to play music while we're about to witness a live funeral?"
Better people than you have tried, my dear. Better people than you have tried, my dear. Okay.
Ashai,
Wait, stop.
Raina is gonna quickly get out of her seat as she sees this going on, and attempt to walk over and take the knife out of Ashai's hand.
Pastor gets up and goes, Ashai, no!
You specifically said that you were on the complete other side of the table.
That's why I said attempt. Attempt.
I don't think that you get there in time for her to stop her first attack, because she is right there. So
Raina's just gonna scream, Ashai, no!
I yell the same thing.
go ahead and make your attack roll, Ashai, if you're not stopping. Just make an attack with the dagger.
Bitch, I swear.
You all see Ashai. You all scream at her to stop. You see her go with the knife, silver knife, same kind that you used to take care of the Burgomaster. You see she doesn't move. She stands right there. And you see Ashai stab the dagger. And you just hear this, and you see the knife just kind of melts. It doesn't even bend, it just like melts, and she pulls it back, and there's just the handle of the knife. I will give you this. Most people are far too frightened to try anything when they are as weak as you. I admire that. And she just kind of dusts off the little flecks of silver that are left on her lapel. But try it again, and I will not be so lenient, even if you are a guest within my house.
Raina's
She
gonna
turns- Go ahead.
Raina's gonna like walk over to Ashai and just be like, sit down, sit down.
You need not follow my orders. You need not do anything I request of you. But while you are here, you will hear the request, as will your friends. What you do after that is up to you. She turns and says, not to put too fine a point to the matter, you all lack the strength to truly assist me in this endeavor at the moment. Yet there is aught you might do to make our task easier, and grow yourselves. And makes a pointed look to Ashai, for whatever purpose you might require that power. There is a man within Barovia, a killer with a particular hatred for the Vistani. He may seem an old, withered half-elf, but he is a wily individual with a lifetime's experience of death, and a vast collection of lies and cover stories at his disposal. He is of no threat to myself, but I owe the Vistani much, and would have you save them from more suffering. Apprehend him alive, and bring him back to the castle, but you shall be rewarded. Are any of you saying anything in response to this?
Aster's like under the table.
His name is
Vistani.
Rudolf van Richten.
My lady, the Vistani, they move throughout the mist. How do they do that if everybody in this land is cursed?
Once long ago, they saved me. Before the mists came. And I offered them sanctuary and said that they would always be safe within these lands. And so they may move freely through the mist.
So, who, may I ask, you know, this curse came to be?
Make a diplomacy check.
Do 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 do.
Actually, while that's happening, because my death was about 50 years ago.
Hero point.
Go ahead, hero point.
Can I do a lore check on the name Van Richten? It might be older.
That's worse.
It is worse. You can go ahead and make a society check about Rudolf van Richten. She will look at you and say, "I'm afraid we do not know enough of each other to give away such privileged information.
Damn.
Not because I mistrust you, but because it is dangerous information, and I do not believe that you are strong enough to avoid the trouble that might come with that knowledge."
If you want strength, you've come to the wrong place. I am not strong. I do not know that I will be of use to anyone.
Where is Clara in proximity to Prospero?
I think just like across the table from you. You guys are down at the far end of the table.
As long as it's gonna take, I'm just gonna go around to Clara, sit next to her, and offer my hand.
There are many kinds of strength, Clara. Strength of arms is but one of many.
As much as I don't want to agree with the lady of the house, she's right. Strength is
As I
not
said,
physical.
the choice is yours. I have invited you here as my guest, and you may leave unaccosted, but this once. What you do after that is up to you. But if you come again, not as my allies, but as my enemies, no such leniency will be granted.
Irena's gonna speak up for the group and just say, we accept.
Aster pokes his head out from under the table and goes, "We do?" I look at Clara.
I'll follow her lead for now. Who knows the most about this place?
You said you want this man dead, or you want him brought to you?
Apprehended alive and brought to me.
I think we can do that.
Would you mind terribly if I spoke with my sister for a moment alone? Go not far. I may wish to speak to more of you. And you see she waves her hand and the doors behind you open again.
Ireena starts walking towards the door.
You walk past and Aster like fumbles out from underneath and follows you.
Yeah, I'm not being alone in this place without Ireena.
No way.
Ashai?
You're pushing it, girly. Girly pop, you're pushing so hard.
Ireena,
Gonna
would
go
you excuse
kill
us for a
stupid
moment?
pig.
And Ireena looks surprised, but leaves the room, leaving only Ashai and Strahd. If you wouldn't mind accompanying me down into Whispers.
Wait.
What if we just all take off our headphones instead and walk away from just
Oh, yeah.
genuinely
Because
because
then
of
we
the
can watch the
stream.
stream.
Well, yell at Danny when he comes back then.
I mean, I'm
Um,
not gonna fuck this up for
It-
her.
it's
You know what I
easier-
like? I'm not gonna watch this.
It's easier if you deafen yourselves, and I'll yell at you when it's time for you to come back in.
Okay.
Okay.
Deafening go.
Deafening go. The doors close. And Strahd sits down again, looking at you with a curious look on her face, and says, "Why do you welcome death with such open arms?" That is a lie, and you know it. Else you would not have come here asking to leave. Take it from one who has lived many, many, many years. But there is always something more to be lost. And what awaits you on the other side of the mist that you desire so desperately? So there is something you desire that is worth your death. Volenta told me how you died, but she did not mention, or at least she did not understand, the manner in which she found you. Would you like to elaborate on that? There was something within your possession, or the possession of one near you, that I desired. So there is more that you desire in this world. You have a thirst for knowledge, for understanding. I am making a point here, Ashai. And she leans into you very close. You can see her piercing gaze again, as if it's going directly into your soul. You know that vampires have certain abilities to charm people, but she doesn't seem to be doing that at the moment, even though it would be easy. She could glance at you and make you tell her everything that she wanted to know, but she's questioning you instead. What is it that you desire? What is it that you fear? That you would lash out against someone that you knew was leagues above your existence? Revenge. That is something I understand very dearly. Against Volenta, I assume? What would you do for that revenge? What I want and what you want, I think, are not necessarily the same thing. But I do find you very curious. The one thing that Valenta did mention to me about the circumstances in which you found yourself was a certain apathy and hatred toward so-called divinities. That is something I understand very keenly. So what I offer you is power, if you are willing to take it. Freely given. From one person who hates the gods to another. Volenta is someone who desires power very keenly. By whatever methods you came back to life this time, I would not kill you. But, and she gives a very menacing smile, and you see her incisor teeth jutting below her lower lips. Can offer you the same manner of power that Valenta has. No tricks, no gashes, no kind of charms, nothing that would tie you to me by bond. Just power. Of course, and she leans back. You need not believe me. I would be very surprised if you did. After all, you did just try to kill me. And what is your assessment? You need not make a decision now. But if you decide you do wish to partake of that power, you need only call for me in the night. I will know, and I will come. She will say, tell Ireena to come in.
Cork.
You
Are we
are all
allowed
waiting
in?
outside. A few moments pass, and eventually you see the doors open, and a shy steps out. Yes, and Ireena goes into the dining room, and the door closes behind her.
Reina's like leaning against a wall like this. And then she looks up at Ashai and she goes, "What the fuck do you think you're doing?" What do you mean? You know nothing about this land, and you're gonna go and attack the lady of the land in her own home. What is wrong with you? And you're lucky for it. You are lucky for it. I don't think you would want that.
While that's happening, or actually, while that whole dialogue with Cork was happening while they were in the other room, I look at Clara and I go, "I'm sorry if I stepped out of bounds by trying to comfort you in that particular moment. You seemed a little vulnerable, so I just figured that I step in and try to do the responsible thing and do some mental health care and stuff and so on and so forth."
Thank you. I seriously doubt we're here for a reason. Don't know why they would want me.
Well, my theory is that it's your patience, your strength.
Patience?
Well, you haven't killed me yet.
Well, you're different. All the stories I heard about people who come back imperfectly, people who are undead or resurrected by necromancy, you never expected to meet someone like you.
Well, I guess I'm a little different. At the same time, usually, well, actually, back when I was alive, we had somewhat of a similar order of, in my land, of people who would go and restore, peace and prosperity and clear the land of undead and so on and so forth, and they would just purge with righteous abandon. And then we'd go in and steal the treasure that all the undead were protecting, but that's what we did. We were pirates, but
People do what they must to survive.
I suppose. Look, the way I see it, we could all just calmly, peacefully work together. We don't necessarily have to be friends. If you accept me as a friend, that's fine. That's your choice, obviously. But if we all just work together and just make sure that we're all just at least terrible to work with, and we all focus on attaining our goals and so on and so forth, then I think we'll come out of this hole. We have to have each other's backs, and we'd have to not start fights. And I look straight at Ireena.
Clara smiles, and she tries not to giggle at Ireena's expense because she knows she'll regret that if she does. And she'll be like,
Oh no, you can laugh. I can straighten her out.
I've never really had many friends before. I'm not quite sure how to do it, but I would like to.
Friends are alright. Heavy burden to carry. However, they can also be a great reward.
I think that's about when a shy pops through the door.
Yeah.
Ireena?
No, that's when a shy pops through the door, because he said that they were before
that
you
conversation happened during. Yeah.
Oh, we were waiting for you.
Yeah.
And then you were staring into a shop, which was very fun to watch, as per usual. A few more moments pass if you don't say anything more to the shy. And Ireena eventually comes out. And just kind of like looks around and says, Ireena, she wanted to speak to you as well.
Are you alright?
Yes, just a lot to take in.
Okay.
I'm fine. I really am.
Ireena, looks at the door for a second, takes a deep breath, and walks in.
Wait, where are you going? Oh.
The door already closed behind you. Yeah, everybody take off your headsets again. Or just get yourselves.
I'm gonna take it off because if I deafen, I won't be able to hear.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah. So true, bestie.
So true, bestie.
You walk in, and you see Strahd just leaning against the high back of the main throne-like head of the table. She seems to have dropped her pretenses at this point, and she is essentially entirely cloaked in shadow. You see, basically the only part of her you can see are her eyes glowing in the dark, and her hand reaching out, still holding the glass of blood, just kind of swirling it around.
Did you want to see me?
She leans forward, puts the glass on the table, and you blink and you miss it. It's so fast. She doesn't run. She just is suddenly directly in front of you. Eyes directly into your eyes, staring at you.
Ireena, goes from her hard, like, nature, and she drops that, instantly hypnotized by the woman in front of her. And she just goes, "Why did you do it?"
Why do you think I did it, my star?
"I don't know.
Think.
I did everything you asked. I did everything."
She reaches a hand up and caresses your cheek. I didn't do it because you did something wrong. Think, Raina, think. Why would I do something like that? Assume that what happened was as I meant it to happen. And what does that tell you?
He's trying to say, you're doing it for me.
She leans back and says, Madam Eva is a very curious being. One that I cannot control. Assume that I knew that she would resurrect you. And what do you think that I would want you to do in such a circumstance?
You're asking me to keep an eye on them.
You are the brightest star in my sky, Raina. She reaches into her breast pocket and she pulls out a journal and hands it out to you.
Takes it,
What's it
and
got?
she looks inside for everything to make sure it's still there.
Everything is exactly as you left it. And she says, I know everything that happens within Barovia, my star. And I also know that certain people, and looks past you at the door, are very, very curious and very distrusting. I could not simply put someone within their ranks and hope that they would see you as a friend. I had to join them in the same way. I've laced a bit of my own magic into that book. It will help you in the times to come.
For a second, Raina, like, thinks about the journey she's already had with these people. And then she just looks up at Strahd right in her eyes and she goes, I will not let you down.
I know. I know. And you see her just kind of pass through the floor and is gone. The door
Raina's-
opens behind you.
Hello.
Hi. David's like, no, I don't want to put him back on. You all see the door open again.
How do you look?
Fine.
Fire.
Sad, tense, anything? Do we get anything?
It's behind your back.
Raina, what do you think? Yeah.
On your back. You're physically hiding
Your
something.
hands.
Raina just walks past all of you. She doesn't say anything.
Can I look
Obviously,
behind
I'm
her as she
following
goes
you,
by?
so-
Huh?
Can I look? Like, is she holding something behind her back right now?
Are you trying to
I was gonna like put it away.
So you did
Make-
get the
Get your
thing.
thing back.
So make a this would be a palm and object check, so it would be a thievery check.
Okay.
Oh, palming. Interesting.
Gross.
Okay. What'd you say? Thievery?
Thievery, yes. This is bad. That's what's your passive perception? Your perception DC?
Me?
Hold on.
Shies.
Hold on.
What
Oh.
is that?
Shies is 16.
16?
You kind of see, just before she like puts it away, it looks like maybe a book of some kind, but you don't see anything specific about it. You just catch like the barest glimpse.
The bare necessities.
Okay. I won't say anything.
Rahadin
we're in copyright strike again.
Rahadin is waiting in the main hall, with a candelabra in his hand, and says, "My lady has offered you rooms for the night if you desire. They are ready for you if you wish, or you may take the carriage back to where you came from."
Raina speaks up and says, "I'm going home."
Wait,
I'm going with Reina.
home? Like home?
Yes, like home.
But what about all the things we were gonna, or like the one big thing we were gonna do?
We can do that in the morning. I need
Oh,
to sleep.
okay.
Well, the journey back to your hovel is like a solid day's ride. It is,
Fuck.
yeah, it's like nighttime by this point.
It still stands. She's still trying to go home unless anyone can convince her otherwise.
Ireena will speak up
wanna
and just say
sleep
like,
here.
I understand you want to go back to Barovia, but Strahd mentioned that there is we should we can
Nice.
follow that we might be able to find some evidence or leads in Valaki that the Sven fellow was last seen there, which is kind of in the opposite direction of Barovia.
And if you don't want to stay, I don't want to either, but I'd like to keep moving forward in that trip.
Fine.
We wouldn't be able to get to Valaki tonight, so we need to stay here tonight or make camp somewhere or walk through
But
the
I
night
think
to
they're
get to
offering
Valaki.
us. I think they're offering us a ride there.
Rahadin just
At
says
least
it
where
will
we
only
were
be
picked up.
to the crossroads where you were picked up from.
And there will be no M's or Joes on us.
You will be safe as long as you are within the carriage.
What about after?
After that, well, the wilds of Barovia are a dangerous place.
So what then? Do we stay here for the night?
Seems like the only choice. I don't really want to camp in the middle of the woods with all those dogs out there.
Don't want to stay here, but
I personally am not opposed to pulling an all-nighter and just walking the entire way to Valaki from the crossroads
But
until
like,
morning.
I mean, you're dead.
With
so
the-
a little
with the-
different.
You're dead, so just jot that down.
I'm 11, so shut the fuck up.
Are you talking about with the wolves? Did you not see them? You think
Yeah.
going by foot is a good idea?
Mm-mm.
I think perhaps not.
if felt their jaws
Especially for Clara.
We stand Clara here, okay?
Well, fair enough then.
Unless they can guarantee our safety.
Did they say? Sorry.
For wordplay once. I fell for their wordplay once before.
Did they say we could stay here? Who said that?
Yes, Rahadin said that you were offered.
Okay, I missed that part. Do you mind pointing us towards rooms we can use for the night?
Right this way. And he leads you up the main, very ornate stairwell that you saw.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there a courtyard to this particular castle?
Of course.
There's a courtyard.
Huh. 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 Anyway.
Strange joke.
We walk through the courtyard initially, or was it just doors and then it opens to the manor?
I mean, there was like a main courtyard. There's also, you saw there was more behind the castle essentially. You saw there's a main courtyard as you walk through the front courtyard. There were gates to the side that you could see.
I make this I say to the group, like, right then, compromise, because I don't want to stay in the house. Why don't we just set up our camp stuff in the courtyard, within the walls of the actual building? That way, we can all watch each other. We're not in the house.
The walls are tall and well fortified. You shall be safe within them if you do not feel safe within the walls of the castle.
Raina,
she won't say anything, but she'll nod.
Raina ignores the notion and just follows him to the rooms.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Aster, Chance.
I'm gonna go with them. I follow right now.
Terra will look to Prospero.
Okay.
Follow your moms.
Go.
Chance.
The lesbian moms are leaving.
Chance will go with Prospero and Clara.
I'm sorry, Sparky. I got too rowdy for Sparky.
He's shitting?
I'll just say so that it's
he's full orb right now.
Oh.
So that it's 3 and 3. Chance will go with Prospero and Clara.
All
Alright
right,
then.
split up from Clara. No. Oh fuck.
No, I mean I'm going with the moms too. Like if they're going, I want us all to stay together. I don't care what we're doing.
Okay.
Go with
I
our
don't want to
moms.
stay here, but
Go
I'd
with
rather-
our moms. Go with our
I
moms.
would rather us be together.
Oh, God.
and safer together.
Sorry, Grandpa. I'm gonna go hang out with Mom.
Just because it's raining doesn't mean it's awful outside.
Okay. So you follow Rahadin up the grand main staircase into this grand audience hall, which I'll show you just as her. That's not it. There it is. You see dim light from the courtyard falls into this great hall through the broken glass and the iron lattice work of a large window in the west wall. This immense room is a place of chilly, brooding darkness. Empty iron sconces dot the walls. Hundreds of dust-laden cobwebs drape the hall, hiding the ceiling from view. Directly across from the window stand a set of double doors in the east wall. Further south, a single door also leads from the east hall. Staircases at both ends of the north wall lead down, which you have just walked up. And at the far southern end of the hall, a large wooden throne stands atop a marble dais. The high-backed throne faces south, away from most of the room. Rahadin leads you through this area through a set of double doors that open to reveal another set of double doors 10 feet ahead, between which a 10-foot wide corridor stretches north and south. Rather than through the second set of doors, you see he immediately turns left down the hallway to what looks like a dead end. But you see him push on part of the wall, and it starts sliding open a secret door. Behind which, to the left, there is another door, which he leads you into a very small room. You see oil lamps illuminate a long rectangular chamber with oak-paneled walls. Stained yellowed lace hangs neatly from 8 canopied beds. Much more well kept than the audience hall that you just left. Rahadin turns with the candelabra still in his hand, leans over and turns one of the oil lamps on and says, "These are the servants' bedchambers, back when there were servants, of course. They are well turned over and serviceable, and they shall be your beds for the evening."
Are there separate rooms, or is it just like a dorm situation with multiple beds?
Single room with like 8 beds, but they're all like 4-poster beds, so you could draw the curtains on them.
Sure.
I like the secret door. That was pretty cool.
Servants are meant to be neither seen nor heard, so they need ways to pass through undetected.
Sense.
I'll write that down for later.
It's a surprise gift that will help us later. Surprise tool that'll help us later.
A mystery mouse
Mystery mouse tool.
Are you
Not sponsored.
going to lock us in here, or...?
Not at all. But I would advise you against wandering too far. There are... Well, not all of the castle is well kept and safe. He gives a short curt nod and leaves out the door that you all came in.
There's a troll in the dungeon. There's a troll
sponsored.
in the dungeon. No, not sponsored.
I will
Definitely
immediately
not sponsored.
go to one of the beds and pull all the curtains.
Raina's gonna come ripping through the curtains.
Jesus
Push
Christ!
Shy. And she's gonna say, "You are going to get us killed if you don't get your act
Okay.
straight."
I pull the curtains back! Go to sleep, Raina.
She closes the curtains again.
I am going to take the bed directly across from Shy, so that I can just monitor.
Whoa! Why the mistrust?
Ireena will go to Raina and just like grab you by the elbow and just be like, "Listen, everything's."
No, she's going to get us killed in this castle.
Raina.
Did you
Raina.
not? You were sitting at the same table I was.
I know, but I think it's something that we can talk about in the morning.
Huh.
I don't think she's going to be very receptive to any talks at the moment.
She's never receptive to anything. She
Well,
like storms
then
off and
we need to... She like tries to talk to you, but you just storm off. She just turns to Prospero.
Look, I don't... Listen. Just let some rest. They can do this. Know them just as long as I have, honestly, so...
Right.
So she's storming off to the corner of the bedroom. Like, that's only like 10 feet away. She doesn't have far to go.
Does Raina stay in the room, or is she?
yeah,
like...
Raina stays in the room and kind of like takes the bed like pretty far away and just like sits on the edge of the bed, like her back facing
yeah.
Shy,
As far as you can get in the room, yeah.
So, Ireena, you can have the bed. You can have the bed next to me.
Thank you.
Trust these people. I think we should have someone take turns keep watch.
Oh, don't you worry. I'm gonna stay up all night.
Do you need to rest too?
No, I'll be fine.
Can
I-
you sleep?
I'll be fine.
All right. Does anyone want to do anything before they go to sleep?
Just sense motive on Prospero refusing the need to sleep.
Sure, go ahead. Make a sense motive against his.
I don't.
His
I mean,
DP.
I already said you're not what I expected. I don't know how you work.
Don't know how I work.
Hold on, Foundry's having a bit of a seizure, so just give me a second.
What is having a little bit of a seizure? There we go.
So there's supposed to be a map
Yeah,
that we
so
see right
sense
now.
motive. No, just
Okay.
I'm not gonna tempt the other one while it's still murdering Jess. You get the sense that Prospero. He's kind of giving the idea that he doesn't need sleep, but you're not certain that's true.
Exploit vulnerability on Prospero.
No. My mother always told me, if you don't take care of yourself first, you'll not be able to take care of other people.
I'm going to have a hard time sleeping in the same house as the person who killed me is just walking around in. So, yeah, I'm going to stay up.
Stay up with you for a little bit.
And Clara will pull out her knitting again, and you see between the night in the Burgomaster's house and the carriage ride that I imagine was probably a couple of hours, she's nearing the end of her project. It's blue.
Okay.
Dark blue.
All right. Anybody else doing anything before you go to sleep?
Ireena is going to leave the room and take a walk around the castle. Just
Okay.
take a little cute little walk. Just
Are
in
you-
hopes. She just is hopeful that she'll see Strahd again.
I
I want to follow Raina,
Oh, this is a
But, like-
mess.
but like,
like stealthily.
yeah, like a minute after you leave, I'm like, thinking out.
but Aster,
What? Yeah.
got a better idea. Come here.
Okay. Yeah. What's up?
You get into bed. I'll handle this. I
What?
go over to a shy's bed and I go, shh. Make up with your sister.
That's her wife.
The curtains are there for a reason. Stop. Pull it closed again.
I hold it. That's too damn bad. Go follow her. Make sure she doesn't die. You don't have to talk to her.
Oh, Jesus Christ. She doesn't say
Do it
Jesus
quiet.
Christ. I say
Do it
it.
quiet. You can do it quiet.
Not sponsored.
Sponsored.
Shut the fuck up.
I fucking get up and stomp out of the room.
Quietly.
Ireena just looks very uncomfortable looking back and forth at all the chaos happening.
Oh, Dad, stop fighting!
I go up to Prospero. I'm like, how did you do that? What?
I stealth.
Go ahead and, if you are being stealthy, make me a stealth check.
It's the one thing I'm
Secret.
good at. Secret or blind?
Honestly, it doesn't matter because it's against Raina, so.
And Raina can't see nothing.
Can't see shit.
Oh. Okay. After your initial stomping, you do your best to just follow the sounds of wherever Raina went. Raina, are you going like anywhere in particular? Or are you
No,
just wandering? Oh,
No.
Fuck.
Please.
Strahd got her again.
amazing. Fantastic.
Shai's following. Shai's following. Gone.
She
did
can't
her own
follow me if I'm
self-check.
not here.
Raina also evaporates into mist.
Plot twist: she's a vampire.
Funny shit. Well, how about everyone else in the bedroom? What are you doing there?
Well, my question still stands.
I am not
Asma,
going
how'd you do
anywhere.
that?
I'm sitting there and I'm finishing my project and I'm thinking about what the fuck we're doing here.
I have Ireena's in the bed next to me. I'm assuming Clara's in the bed next to me, on the other side. I'm just sitting there and I'm grumping. I have not taken a swig of wine since the dining room.
Welcome back, Jess.
Okay, I literally closed Foundry, so if I
It's
need
fine,
to make
it's fine,
a
it's
check,
fine.
it's gonna have to be like a physical check, and you're gonna have to tell me my
That's
proficiency.
fine.
Okay.
So,
Or you can make a check for me.
Are you staying on the same floor in your wandering floor?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm just gonna stay on the same floor, and I'm just like, obviously looking around, like looking for something, hopeful for something. And she like takes out her journal and starts looking at the journal as well.
All right. Ashai, you see her wandering about. Eventually, she walks through the audience hall again, just kind of looking out the broken stained glass. Back through the double doors. There's not much on this floor other than the servants' quarters and the audience hall, at least that you can see from this point. So you eventually go through to another set of double doors that lead out into this balcony. You see a sculpted stone railing enclosing this long balcony which overlooks the chapel. You see two ornate thrones stand side by side in the center of the balcony, covered with dust and strung with cobwebs. The thrones facing away from the double doors that give access to the balcony. Below, you see what can only be described as a chapel. There's dim-colored light filtering through tall, unbroken, and boarded-up windows of stained glass illuminating the ancient chapel of Ravenloft. There's a few bats fluttering about near the top of the 90-foot-high dome ceiling. There's a balcony that you are on. Benches coated with centuries of dust lie about the floor in a jumbled disarray. Beyond this debris, lit by a piercing shaft of light, an altar stands upon a stone platform. The sides of the altar are carved with bas-reliefs of angelic figures entwined with grapevines. The light from above falls directly on a silver statuette.
Can you tell what the statuette is of?
Make a perception check.
I'm not the best at those.
Both of you, because you are stealthily following Ray, and Rayna's the first one here. She kind of like left the door open so you can kind of peek through.
You make it for me.
Yes. It is okay. Ashai, you are kind of back, so you can't really see. For you, Rayna, just because you're just wandering about, not looking for anything in particular, you see the statuette looks it's maybe about a foot tall. It looks like a priest of some kind kneeling with his hands outstretched. There is also another doorway to the left, behind the not a doorway, but a stairwell that goes back downstairs. Other than that, there doesn't seem to be much on this floor for you to wander about toward.
Okay, once she kind of tires herself out and realizes that nothing is going to come of this walk, she's going to head back towards the bedroom, or the dormitory servants' quarters.
Straight up falling asleep. I know.
Shy, are you
no,
doing
I
anything?
mean literally.
No, I know. I just want to get to like a stopping point.
I'll follow her to make sure she gets back to the room. I don't go back in though.
She goes back in, and you do not.
Go back downstairs to the dining room.
You're such a little shit, I swear to God.
Yeah.
As soon as I see Ireena come into the room, I immediately am just like waiting for it.
Shy does not re-enter the room.
Son of a bitch.
You sent me out, man.
I get up and I go after this little shit.
I'm stealthing. You can't find me.
I follow
I'm stealthy
Prospero.
too.
I follow Prospero.
We're gonna follow Ashai at the moment. Ashai, you go back downstairs to the dining hall.
Yeah. Is it empty? I hope.
It is.
Yeah.
Should we have everyone take off their headphones again?
Not yet.
Okay.
I remember there were mirrors in there, so I
There were.
go up to one. And I kind of take off the cloak that Chance stole from me, that I've been using to hide my back. And just kind of turn around and look at the stubs where my wings were. Just kind of feel them.
They are healed over, but they're still like you can feel the leftover bits of bone underneath the scarred flesh, trying to like move them, and they respond, but there's nothing attached to them.
As I'm looking at them, just kind of think for a while. And then I say her name.
Urang, my daughter. You don't see anything in the mirror, but you turn around, and standing in front of you is Countess Strahd von Zarevich.
I want my revenge for this.
I knew you would. And she grabs your head, yanks it to the side, descends her incisors, bite into your jugular, and you feel your lifeblood leaving you. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Fuck you!
What the fuck?
What
Oh
just
my God.
happened? What the hell? Oh my.
You know, if you wanted it to die, the pirate could have done it. Like, I could have just stabbed the shit out of you. Like,
Listen, no. First of all, this is your fault because I was like, I'm gonna go follow Ireena, and you were like, no, just let me shy to it. It's about to happen.
This is entirely Prospero's fault.
This is entirely possible.
I want to keep going so bad.
It's such a good place to stop, though.
It really is.
And literally
I'm so
physically
fucking
incapable of
jealous.
going anything.
I'm so jealous.
Why do you two get to fuck with Strahd, huh? Why is it you two?
Because we're
Because the
angry
rest of the
lesbians. What do you want?
Angry
Yeah,
lesbians. There's a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
you.
I literally don't know what you expect.
do we know if there's a nice rat gentleman and/or lady that Aster can is under?
First of all, fuck you.
Five.
I just want to go home. That's my
T9.
part.
But that will do it for us tonight. For those of you watching, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Level 3.
It's a little
right?
messy.
If you not level 3 yet, no. But for the rest of you watching, if you want to follow us, all of our information is here.
It's a little hard to see. I'll post it
If I swing
betterly.
really hard.
Yeah,
You
well,
can always ask, and we'll have links and stuff eventually. But for now, signing off. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.
good night.
Goodbye.